Nobody saw this coming. Everything may have just changed in the blink of an eye. This could be the biggest mistake of someone's life, and that someone is Willow. If you ask me, we have all been looking at Michael completely wrong for months. We thought he was the supportive husband. We thought he was the desperate guy simply trying to hold his fractured family together amidst all the chaos. But wait, it gets worse. Michael is not trying to save his marriage out of the goodness of his heart. He is building a prison, a legal, inescapable prison disguised as a romantic reconciliation. And Willow is about to walk right into it, completely blind to the fact that the door is about to lock behind her forever. Here is where things get messy. We know Willow has been spiraling out of control lately. She has been desperate to silence Drew. She has been making incredibly reckless moves, even getting behind the wheel of a car while completely impaired with Wiley and Amelia in the back seat. Michael was furious. He rushed to stop her, but that wasn't the real problem. The real problem is what Michael is doing behind closed doors while Willow is distracted by her own downward spiral. Guys, I am guessing that Michael is secretly drafting a brand new, highly restrictive marital contract, a postnuptial agreement that is designed to completely strip Willow of every single right she has. This is not a simple offer of peace or a fresh start. This is a hostile corporate takeover of Willow's entire existence, and then everything spiraled. If you ask me, Michael is planning to bring Willow back into the Quartermain mansion, but absolutely not as his equal. Not as his partner in life. He wants her to return as a wife who has almost zero power. I am talking about a contract that strips her of her financial independence completely. A contract that takes away her newly acquired voting rights on the hospital board. A contract that completely removes any influence she has within the Quartermain family legacy. She will be allowed to stay. She will be allowed to care for Wiley and Amelia. But every single major decision regarding their lives, their money, and their future will rest entirely in Michael's hands. Willow will be reduced to a glorified nanny who happens to wear a wedding ring. But that's not even the biggest surprise. You might be asking yourself, why would Willow ever sign something so draconian? Why would she agree to become a powerless ghost in her own home? Because she won't have a choice. This is where the domino effect kicks into high gear, and the pieces are falling fast. Let's look at the chain reaction. Event A leads to event B. Remember Kai and Trina? They have been digging into the truth about Drew. Kai noticed Drew was recovering his mobility. Kai realized Willow could not be trusted. Trina and Kai have been putting the pieces together regarding the night Drew was shot. They are planning a rescue mission. And guys, this is where it gets incredibly interesting. What if their amateur investigation inadvertently hands Michael the ultimate weapon? What if Michael intercepts the information Kai and Trina are gathering? Suddenly, Michael holds all the cards. He will have concrete, undeniable proof that his own wife shot Drew. But Michael is not going to take this information to the police. No, he is going to weaponize it. It gets worse. He is going to use this dark, devastating secret to force Willow into total submission. The moment Michael realizes Willow is the shooter, the entire power dynamic of their relationship shifts permanently. He goes from being the betrayed, worried husband to the ultimate puppet master pulling all the strings. And that changes everything. Let's talk about the traffic cam video. We all know Brennan was supposed to destroy the footage that proved Willow was on that road. Brennan claimed he handled it, but did he? What if a backup exists? What if that footage was hidden inside the black box that Ross stole? We know Valentine has been trying to decode that box. We know Brennan is desperate to get it back. Here is a massive twist. What if Michael makes a secret deal to acquire that footage? If Michael gets his hands on that video, it is game over for Willow. Imagine the scene. Michael sitting in the cold, dark Quartermain living room. He slides a tablet across the antique table and presses play. Willow watches herself commit the crime. She watches her entire life flash before her eyes. And then Michael slides the new marriage contract right next to the tablet. Sign the paper or go to prison. Guys, this is where it gets absolutely insane. The psychological warfare here is off the chart. Michael knows exactly what makes Willow tick. He knows she doesn't truly care about the Quartermain money. He knows she doesn't care about the corporate power or the prestige of the hospital board seat. The only thing Willow truly cares about is her children. Wiley and Amelia are her entire world. She fought Nell to the bitter end in court to protect Wiley. She sacrificed everything for that little boy. And now Michael is using those exact same children as leverage against her. He is using her greatest love as her greatest weakness. Nobody saw this coming. Michael is essentially telling Willow that if she wants to wake up in the same house as Wiley and Amelia, she has to sign her life away. She has to accept that she is a prisoner in a golden cage. If she refuses, if she tries to fight back, Michael will hand the video over to the police. Willow goes to Pentonville for shooting Drew, and she loses her kids forever. It is a brilliant, ruthless, and terrifying trap. And the most tragic part, Willow will see the trap perfectly clearly. She will know exactly what Michael is doing. She will understand that he is controlling the entire game, but she will still pick up the pen and sign her name because the alternative is simply unthinkable to her. But wait, let's break down exactly what this contract will look like, because the details are going to be brutal. I guarantee you it will have clauses that dictate who Willow can speak to. It will likely forbid her from having any private contact with Brent. It might even restrict her access to Nina. Michael will want to isolate her completely. He will cut off her support system so that she has absolutely no one to turn to when the walls start closing in. He will control her finances so tightly that she cannot hire a lawyer to fight back later. He is locking every single door and throwing away the key. He is ensuring that Willow can never, ever betray him again. Here is where things get really messy. By doing this, Michael is proving that he is truly a product of his environment. He was raised by ruthless mob bosses and corporate sharks. He is channeling his inner Sonny, his inner Carly, and his inner Tracy all at once. He is treating his marriage like a hostile corporate acquisition. He is treating the mother of his children like a dangerous liability that needs to be permanently managed and neutralized. He is becoming the exact type of monster that Willow has always feared. He is becoming Nell. He is using the children as pawns to inflict pain and maintain absolute control. The irony is absolutely sickening. What happened next may be even worse. Think about Willow's state of mind right now. She is already panicking. She is already making terrible, reckless mistakes. When Michael drops this massive bomb on her, she is going to break. She will shatter into a million pieces right there in the Quartermain living room. But she will sign it. She will sign it because the thought of being separated from Wiley and Amelia is a fate worse than death to her. She will accept the crushing humiliation. She will accept the total loss of control. She will let Michael put the invisible chains on her wrists because she truly believes she is doing it out of love for her kid. And then everything spiraled. But a cage is still a cage, guys, no matter how beautiful the gold bars are. How long can Willow realistically survive living under Michael's absolute suffocating control? Every single time she looks at him across the breakfast table, she will remember that he blackmailed her. Every time she holds Amelia, she will know that Michael used her own daughter as a bargaining chip to destroy her freedom. The resentment is going to build. It is going to fester deep inside her. Michael thinks this contract will solve all his problems and keep his perfect family together. But in reality, he is just planting a ticking time bomb right in the middle of his own home. Guys, if you ask me, this is a recipe for an absolute disaster of epic proportions. Michael is vastly underestimating Willow. Yes, she will sign the contract today because she is cornered. Yes, she will play the role of the obedient, powerless wife because she currently has no other choice. But Willow is a fierce survivor. She survived the cult with Shiloh. She survived the lies of Harmony. She survived the terror of Nell. She is not going to just roll over and let Michael control her forever. Once the ink is dry and the initial shock wears off, Willow is going to start looking for a way out. She is going to start looking for a way to destroy the blackmail material. This could be the biggest mistake of Michael's entire life. He thinks he has won the war. He thinks he has outsmarted everyone in Port Charles. But by trapping Willow in this legal nightmare, he is turning her into his most dangerous, unpredictable enemy. He is forcing her to become just as ruthless and calculating as he is. If Willow realizes that Michael is never going to let her go, she might decide that the only way to escape the cage is to burn the entire Quartermain mansion to the ground. She has nothing left to lose except her kids, and a mother with nothing to lose is the most terrifying force on earth. But that's not even the biggest surprise in this massive equation. What happens when Nina finds out about this contract? What happens when Brennan realizes that Michael has the footage and is using it to torture Willow? Brennan is not going to just sit back and let Michael hold that kind of absolute power. Brennan has his own agenda, his own secrets, and Michael just stepped right into his crosshairs by stealing his leverage. The dominoes are falling faster than we can track, guys. Michael's trap might catch Willow today, but it is going to drag the entire Quartermain family into a brutal, unforgiving war they are completely unprepared for. And that changes everything. The tension in Port Charles is absolutely suffocating right now. The stakes have never, ever been higher. Michael is holding the pen out to her. Willow is staring at the legal paper that will end her freedom. The video of the shooting is sitting right there on the table, a silent threat waiting to destroy her. One signature changes the entire landscape of the show. One signature turns a marriage into a terrifying hostage situation. The air is thick with betrayal, and there is no turning back now. But wait, just as Willow reaches for the pen, her hand trembling, a sudden knock at the door threatens to shatter Michael's perfect, ruthless plan. Someone else knows about the video. Someone else is coming for the evidence. And if Michael loses his leverage, his entire empire of lies and control will collapse in seconds. Is Willow about to be saved by an unlikely ally, or is she about to be thrown completely to the wolves? A massive secret is about to be exposed, and someone is in grave danger. You are not going to want to miss a single second of what happens next.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.